It's time to declutter some of these tumblers. Let's start with the Stanleys.
You don't need another water bottle. You need to start using the one you already own. The biggest hydration problem isn't that people don't drink water anymore, it's that we have turned reusable bottles into disposable trends. Over the past few years, reusable water bottles has gone from practical everyday item to full-blown collector piece. Ironically, the product that was designed to reduce waste has become another category of waste. It all started with Stanley Cup craze. Suddenly, a water bottle wasn't just something you carried, it became a status symbol. Then another brand realized that there is a huge market for trending tumblers, and the floodgates opened. Now we have Stanley Cup, we have HydroJug, Hydro Flask, we have Broommates, Simple Model, name it, there's just a lot of it right now. There are a lot of countless brands releasing new colors, limited edition, seasonal drops, and collaboration like almost every month. At this point, it's nearly impossible to keep up. Before you even decide whether you like this bottle, another must-have color has taken over social media. What's interesting is the justification people use. Many convince themselves that buying just one bottle will motivate them to drink more water. But if you rarely finish the bottle you already own, another one isn't going to magically change your hydration habits. The problem was never the bottle. The problem is building the habit of actually drinking water.
It's time to declutter some of these tumblers. Let's start with the Stanleys. Keep, 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 donate. This is Boo Boo's only Stanley. Keep. Oh, definitely keep. 7 feels like a reasonable number of Stanleys. I have 3 Kate Spade cups. Donate, keep, donate. Next we have Swigs, which is actually my favorite brand of cup. They always have the best colors and designs, and they have like the rubber stopper on the bottom so they don't slip. Keep. This birthday one I just got. Keep, 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 keep. I swear I will be getting rid of some, but keep, keep, keep. And this is the one I'm using right now. Keep. This one doesn't have a handle. Donate. And then these are all this like little mug size. And to be honest, I do not use these. These were great to like have on my desk when I was going into an office. They don't fit in a cup holder well. So I'm actually going to be donating all of them. Even this one. These are all donate. Next are the Simple Moderns. And I do really like these because these are the ones that don't spill. Usually take one of these big 60-ounce ones to the pool in the summer or to the beach because I can just throw it in my bag and then like have a straw, and it's amazing. But I definitely only need one. I'm only keeping this one and donating these 3. All right, next we have our like off-brand dupe tumblers. I've been using this one a ton. Keep. Love this one. Keep. Just got this one. Haven't used it yet. Look how cute. Keep. Love this one. I'm gonna keep. I used to use this one all the time. I have not been using it a lot lately. I'm gonna donate. I mean, this is just elite. Keep.
Watching this declutter is interesting because it shows how normalized collecting reusable bottle has become. Think about what's happening in this video. She's not deciding whether she needs a reusable bottle. She's deciding which of her dozens of reusable bottles to keep. That's a different conversation altogether. The irony is that this product was created to reduce waste. The idea was simple. Buy one durable bottle and use it for months, for years. Instead, social media has transformed them into collectibles, where every new color, every collaboration, limited edition feel like something you have to own. Notice how many of these bottles are perfectly in good condition. They are not just being replaced because they are broken. They are being donated because there is simply no room left for them. And this isn't about criticizing this creator. She's actually doing the responsible thing by decluttering and donating them. The bigger issue is the culture that convinced so many people that owning over 20, 30, or even 50 reusable bottles was normal in the first place. Brands has become incredibly good at selling the feeling that each bottle serves a different purpose. One for work, one for gym, one for travel, one for iced coffee, one for water, one for each season. Before you know it, you have built an entire collection around a product that was originally meant to replace disposable bottles. The fact that someone has to film a declutter of dozens of reusable tumblers should make us question how we have redefined the word reusable. If you are constantly buying the newest release, you are still participating in the cycle of overconsumption. It's just packaged as sustainability. The goal of a reusable bottle isn't to own every color, it's to reuse the same bottle over and over again. That's where the environmental benefit actually come from.
No handle, donate, donate. No lid, donate, even though I'm really bummed. This is my only Owala cup. Gotta represent where I live. Keep. Love this Hydro Peak one, and it has like that versatile lid. Keep. I have 3 Buc-ee's cups. I'm gonna keep this one and donate these 2. This is Boo Boo's from our wedding day. I'll let him decide, but I'll keep it for now. This is probably the most expensive one I own because yes, I did graduate from the AFI Conservatory. Keep. Got this for free at a TJ Maxx store opening. Super fun, but donate. I kept my other Rehoboth one so I can donate this one. Ooh, here's a super old water bottle. Donate. These little cups I always think are going to be so cute. I rarely use them. Donate, 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 donate. I love the pink and green of this. I'm actually gonna keep this little matching set, keep this strawberry, and then these are the cups from Boo Boo's first Broadway show ever. I'm gonna keep these. Look at how much counter space we've cleared. This is everything we're keeping so far. And I've already filled up this enormous bin with everything we're donating.
As the declutter continues, you start to notice a pattern. Many of the bottles aren't being kept because they are used every day. They are being kept because they are attached to a memory. This one reminded me of her wedding. Another one was free gift from a store opening. There's nothing wrong with keeping a few sentimental items. The problem is when brands intentionally create products that blur the line between something useful and something collectible. There is limited edition, exclusive colors, collaboration, and event-specific release all encourage people to assign emotional value to objects that were originally designed to be practical. Another thing that really stands out is how often she says, "I never actually use them," right before putting them in the donate pile. That's a reminder that buying something because it's cute, is trendy, or is on sale doesn't guarantee it becoming part of your daily life. And look at the donation pile, it's already enormous, yet she's only halfway through the collection. That really put the scale of overconsumption into perspective. Again, this isn't about judging her. In fact, donating items you no longer use is a very responsible decision. The bigger question is, how did we get to the point where someone needed to declutter an entire cabinet full of reusable bottles in the first place? After watching this declutter video, I don't think the biggest takeaway is how many bottles one owns. I think the biggest takeaway is how normal this has become. A few years ago, many people owned one reusable water bottles, maybe 2 if they have one for work, maybe one for gym. Today, it's not unusual to see people with entire shelf dedicated to tumblers in different colors, sizes. This isn't just an individual spending problem. Is a result of a culture that constantly encourages us to buy more. Social media rewards collection videos, restocks, limited edition launches, and aesthetic display. Why brands keep pushing new release, new colors to create this sense of urgency. The message is subtle but is also powerful. Your collection is never complete. The irony is that reusable bottles were created to reduce consumption and not become another form of it. The environment benefits comes from using the same bottle over and over again, not replacing it every time a new design goes viral. And just when you think the tumbler trend has slowed down, another brand starts going viral. This year is the ELLO tumbler. Like many brands before it, ELLO isn't just selling a water bottle, it's selling the idea that this one is somehow better than everything you already own. One thing brands are incredibly good at is finding a single feature that makes their product feel different. Maybe it's the redesigned straw, or a leak-proof lid, or a more comfortable handle, a different spot, or a cup that fits into your car holder a little better, something just a little better. These features are marketed as game changer, even when they are relatively small improvements. That's how product marketing works. Brands don't have to convince you that your current bottle is bad. They just have to convince you that you are missing out on something slightly better. And I also want to add that there's nothing wrong with innovation. Better products are great when they solve real problems. But we should also ask ourselves whether a new feature genuinely improves our life, or better is simply giving us another reason to buy something we already own in slightly different version.
I've never seen anything like this. I'm pretty sure this is the only tumbler that actually won't get a spider in the straw. Truly never seen a tumbler with this specific feature, so I'm hoping that it's good. Those popular water bottles that start with an S, they just have the straw completely exposed to all of the germs, and if you bring that to the gym, so gross. Moving the straw is everything I needed to know about this tumbler because it's easy to clean. I'm just going to throw it in the dishwasher. A moment of truth. Let's see if it's actually good. If you're not a boring beige girly like me, there's plenty of other colors and designs, but of course I went with the neutral. I have a feeling I'm going to want this cup in every single color because I just know it's going to be good. This is the ELLO Oasis stainless steel tumbler. I think I got the 40 ounces. Hideaway straw feature is everything we want and need in a tumbler. I've never seen anyone open this up and show you guys what it looks like on the inside. It's stainless steel. So cup holder friendly and it's dishwasher safe. Let's see. Okay, so you can remove the straw. Proof, leak proof, spill proof, dishwasher safe, cup holder friendly. I don't even know how they're still in stock right now, but I'm going to drop it below.
This is exactly how a new product begins to build hype. Notice how this creator focus on. She points out that the straw is covered, which helps protect it from dust or germs when you are carrying it around. That's genuinely a useful feature, especially if you take your bottles to places like the gym or you throw it in your bag. But here's the important question. Is that feature useful enough to replace a perfectly good bottle that you already own? For someone who doesn't own a reusable bottle yet, this could be a great option. You know, a covered straw, dishwasher-free pad, and easy cleaning are practical improvements. The problem starts when those relatively small upgrades are marketed as reason for someone to buy many tumblers, even if the one they already own works perfectly. Brands understand that consumers are always looking out for the next best thing. So instead of completely inventing the product, they highlight one or two new features and present them as a must-have. Suddenly, a cover straw isn't just a design choice. It's framed as something you are missing all along. Then there are the color options. Notice how she mentioned that it comes in plenty of colors and designs. That's not accidental for her to say that. Brands know that once people start treating tumblers as accessories instead of simple utility items, they will all be tempted to buy the one that looks more cute, more aesthetics. None of this means the product is bad. It may actually be very good product for people. The issue isn't the product itself, it's the mindset that every new feature or every new viral bottle deserves a place in your collection. A reusable bottle should be a long-term purchase, not something you replace every time a brand introduces a slightly different lid, color, and stuff. But I came across this video that perfectly illustrates the difference between using a reusable bottle and collecting reusable bottle. So in this video, this woman showed off her Stanley collection. She had different colors for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You get the idea. So she owns so many that she could use different one for every days of the week without repeating the same bottle. Then another creator stitched this video and responded by holding just the same reusable bottle for every day. Monday, the same, Tuesday, the same, Thursday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the same bottle. That response perfectly captures what a reusable bottle is supposed to be. The goal isn't to have one for every day of the week. The goal is to keep using the same one. Now, there's nothing wrong with owning maybe 2 or 3. Maybe you have one at work, one at home, or one in the dishwasher where you use the other. That's very practical. But once you start owning over 20, 30, 50 version of this same product, it's worth asking whether you are buying them for function or because collecting has become part of the trend. For me personally, I don't own any of these large tumblers. That's just my preference. I find them bulky to carry around and they don't really fit my lifestyle. Other people genuinely enjoy using it and that's completely fine. I mean, do you? What I find interesting though is seeing people buy water bottles, open the plastic bottle, and then immediately pour the water into a reusable tumbler. At that point, the tumbler isn't replacing the plastic bottle. It becomes an accessory for the plastic bottle. And then the environmental benefits of reusable bottle comes from reducing single-use plastic over time. If we are still buying bottled water every day while also collecting dozens of reusable tumblers, we have missed the original purpose. This isn't me saying that everyone should own one tumblers or that tumblers are bad. Reusable bottles are useful products. The issue is when a practical item turns into another shopping category where people feel pressure to, own every color, every edition, or every viral release. When you look at how this trend evolved, it's actually a perfect example of how consumer culture works. The modern tumbler craze really took off with Stanley. As the cup became more popular, people started pointing out one of the biggest flaws: they could leak if you trip over. Instead of that being the end of the trend, it created an entirely new market. Other brands saw an opportunity. They began releasing tumblers with leak-proof lid, redesigned straws, locking mechanisms, and other small improvements. Some companies don't even create new bottles. They started selling accessories designed specifically for tumbler cups, like replacement lid that stopped the leaking problem. You will see videos where people say, I was tired of my Stanley leaking, so I bought the new lid. And that's how this cycle grows. It doesn't stop with the tumbler itself. Now there are new covers, decorative charms, carrying pouch, silicone boots, replacement straws, personalized name tags, cup holders, handle accessories, organizers. Before long, you have spent almost so much decorating the tumbler as you did buying it. A product that was originally meant to simplify your life slowly became another hobby to encourage constant buying. Then the competition begins. First, it was Stanley, then there is HydroJug, Hydro Flask, then Owala. Now, ELLO is getting attention. Every year, another brand enters the conversation with a feature that is marketed as this is what you have been waiting for. This strategy is remarkably consistent. They don't need to convince you that your current bottle is useless. They only need to convince you that this new one is slightly better.
I'm pretty sure you're wrong. Look, it says right on the bottom, single-use product. You drink water out of it once and then it's done. Then you throw it away. That's it. Just kidding. Obviously, I reuse them a lot. I just reuse different ones at different times. Okay, so other updates is that these are all of the cups that so far my friends and family have claimed. All of these will be rehomed. I'm really excited about it. Also very excited to announce that I found the lid for the Owala cup, so my friend Danielle can have this one. I still have all of these going to the Veterans Shelter thrift store tomorrow. Someone informed me that this one, which is like a pink black special edition one, I had no idea, is actually worth a lot of money. It's going for like 300 bucks on resale. So I'm actually going to do a giveaway with this one as well as this one, which has never been used, still has tags and everything on it. I just hit 20,000 followers, so I will be doing a giveaway.
I actually appreciate how she chose to handle this declutter. Instead of throwing everything away, she's donating many of these to her friends, family, shelter, thrift store. She's even giving away some of the more valuable ones to her followers. That's a much reasonable outcome than letting them sit unused on the cabinet or even sending them to the landfills. But there's a part of this video that really stood out for me when she mentioned that the Stanley tumblers is worth more over $300 because it's the rare and also the limited edition color. Think about that for a second. We have reached a point where reusable water bottles has become collectibles with resale value, almost like sneakers or trading cards. That says a lot about how far this trend has moved from its original purpose. A reusable water bottle was never meant to be an investment price. It was meant to be a practical item you bought once or twice in a year, depending on your source of income or depending on the use. This is what scarcity marketing does. You see limited edition, you see exclusive colors and discounted release creates this feeling that this certain bottle is special. Suddenly, people aren't buying them because they need this water bottle. They are buying them because they don't want to miss out or because they think the bottle might become valuable later. And it's even crazy that this happened with water bottles. And why it is great that she can give that bottle to someone who will enjoy it, it's worth asking whether we should ever reach a point where a water bottle is selling for hundreds of dollars on the resale markets.
I'm also really excited about all the space I have now in my pantry. Up here, this used to be all my glass little sipper cups. I had Starbucks cups going all the way to the back of the shelf, all the way up here, up there, down here, everywhere. So this is amazing. These two on the bottom used to be for Stanleys and tumblers. This has like party cups and party supplies in it. This is empty. All the Stanleys and tumblers are here. And now all of my little glass sipper cups fit right in here on my coffee bar. Things are really starting to clear out. I am so excited. Still a lot more reorganization to do in here, but we're off to a great start. I will be posting details of my giveaway soon. Really excited, so be sure to follow me, come back, check it out. Okay, bye.
The ending part of this video is probably the most revealing part. Listen to what she's celebrating. She's excited about finally having empty shelf again. The cabinet that were once overflowing with tumblers now have room now have space. That says a lot about clutter. Sometimes we don't realize how much space our purchase take up until we decided to let go. It's not just the money we spend, it's the physical space that occupy and also the mental energy it takes to organize, to store them, to clean them, and eventually declutter them when we feel like we don't need them anymore. I also noticed that she mentioned this shelf used to be completely filled with Stanley Cup, Starbucks cup, and other tumblers. That's a reminder that overconsumption rarely stays in one category. Once we get into the habit of collecting, it's often spread from one to the next. The best part of the declutter isn't that she get rid of dozens of this cup, it's the sense of relief that she felt afterwards. This isn't mourning the extra bottles, she's enjoying the extra space. I think there's something many of us experience after decluttering. Before we buy something, we focus on the excitement of owning it. After we declutter, we often realize the peace of having less. I've said this to my friend one time. We were having a conversation. She told me she had to declutter, give out her clothes to her junior siblings, to her relative, and she felt relief walking into her closet and there's no much clothes the way it used to be littered. Actually, this is the irony of overconsumption. We spend months, years filling our homes only to feel happy when we finally clear them out. Hopefully, this declutter isn't just the end of one collection, it's the beginning of the different mindset, one where purchases are based on genuine need rather than trends or even the fear of missing out. Because at the end of the day, the goal of reusable bottle was never to fill our pantry, our shelves, is to replace disposable bottles. Now that we have reached at the end of this declutter video, I think it leaves us with a much bigger conversation than just water bottles. This isn't really a video about getting rid of tumblers. It's a video about how easy it is to normalize overconsumption. At no point do I think this person had bad intention. Like millions of other people out there, she got caught up in a trend she was constantly reinforced by social media. The good news is that she recognized it, she donated what she no longer need, gave some away, and reclaimed valued space in her home. That's the positive outcome of this video. But imagine if we applied that realization before making the purchase instead of after. One thing I hope people take away from this video is that companies don't make money when you keep using the same reusable bottle for months or years. They make money when they convince you that your perfectly good bottles is outdated because one release is in prettier color, in a different handle, or even slightly improved lid. That's why trends move so quickly. The goal is to keep you in a cycle of wanting the next version before you have fully appreciated the one you already hold. As I was reading through the comments, I realized that so many people said the same thing. One person wrote, "The whole point of reusable cup is that they are meant to be used, not collected." And another commented, "Overconsumption final boss." Someone else commented, "How are people not embarrassed by this?" referring to the sheer numbers of tumblers in her collection. Another person added, "The point of reusable cups is that they are reusable. You don't need hundreds of them." What this comment shows is that not everyone has accepted this ridiculous amount of consumption as normal. While social media can sometimes make this collection feel aspirational, there's also a growing number of people who are questioning this trend and asking whether we have lost the sight of the original purpose. And when you stop to think about it, every single tumbler in that cabinet represents money that was spent. At one point, these weren't just cups, they were purchased, works of hours, paychecks, financial decision. Now they are sitting on shelves, unused, waiting to be donated or even given. That's one of the biggest hidden costs of overconsumption. It's not just the clutter you see, it's the money tied up in things that are no longer serve the purpose. This isn't about shaming any of the creators that I featured their video. Is about recognizing how easy it is for all of us to fall into the same cycle. I mean, marketing, social media, and limited edition release. They are all designed to make us believe that buying one more item will make us happier and also fulfilled. As this declutter shows, the excitement of buying it was temporary. The clutter lasted much longer. Sometimes the more valuable things you own isn't the newest viral product. It's the ability to recognize that you already own enough. That's a mindset that is becoming increasingly rare in a culture that constantly tells us to keep buying. At the end of the day, this video isn't about telling people they have to own just one water bottle or or making anybody feel guilty for buying something they enjoy. It's about recognizing when a useful product has quietly become another form of overconsumption. Reusable bottles are great innovation. They also help reduce single-use plastic, save money over time, and make staying hydrated more convenient. But they only achieve that purpose when we actually reuse them, not when we replace them every time there's a new color, new release, or another brand goes viral. The next time you see a trendy tumbler on your feed, take a moment before hitting that add to cart. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. How many reusable water bottles do you own? And do you think social media has turned reusable bottles into collectibles? I would love to hear your own perspective. Thank you for watching. I am Blessing, and I will see you in the next video.